Hi everyone, Sarah here. Welcome back to my channel, Never Out of Books. And today I am announcing my intention to participate in a readathon. I decided it's time to stop and to read again. Get over myself, move on here. Enough is enough. And this readathon I think is just the thing to do it for me. So it is the Read the Olympics 2020. It runs from June 14th to July 19th, so it's a month, but it's a fun kind of month. And it's hosted by 4 ladies whose names I didn't write down because I'm an idiot like that, but I'll put them in the box below. And your goal is to get gold medals, basically. And you do this by reading prompts in certain sports. So if you read one of the prompts in a certain sport, you get a bronze, 2 you get silver, 3 you get gold. You can use one book for multiple prompts, but not in the same sport. But overall, if you feel like it, so I am all in. They have an amazing Google Doc for this readathon that took time, and the prompts are so clever and the way they tied them into the sports. I am not going to go into that here because it would be just a little too overwhelming for me. But if you like well thought out readathons, go and check out their announcement video where they have the Google Doc and all of the prompts. It is absolutely amazing. So kudos to these ladies for this. What I'm going to do is show you the book that I want to read and tell you what prompts it hits, but not what sports they're for or any of that, just like pretty basic, all right? And this is a lot of books considering how little I've read the past month, so we'll see how it goes. My priority are the ones that hit the most prompts, obviously, as opposed to the ones that hit only one, and we'll see how it goes. The first book I want to read is Wonder Woman, Warbringer by Leigh Bardugo. This is a retelling, because it's a retelling of a Wonder Woman sort of deal. Blue cover, an exhilarating book, superhero book. It involves a ship. If you notice, I had to do some research for this, but this is like set with ships and stuff. As you can see, there's like ocean in the back. It involves a ship. It's a YA. It's a protagonist who wants to help people, and an ocean setting. I've had this on my shelf for way too long, so I'm really glad to be getting to this. I think this might be my top priority because I think it hits the most prompts. Dangerous Alliance by Jennieke Cohen. This is a retelling. It is a Pride and Prejudice retelling. It's a long for me book. I determined that I generally read between like the 300-page sort of deal, 300 to 399. So I chose a book greater than 400 pages, which this is. It's historical, it's young adult, and it's romance. Brainjack by Brian Faulkner is the next one. This is an outside of my favorite genre by a male author. It's a green cover. It's a shiny cover, because that iridescentness, I'm counting that as shiny. It's a thriller, and it's YA. And I know nothing else about it anyway, other than it's been on my shelf for like 4 years. The next one I want to read is An African in Greenland by Tete Michel. I can't pronounce his name. Isn't that awful? Side note, this also counts for my nonfiction reading this year. But the prompts for this readathon, it's an autobiography, kind of loose I think, but I'm making it count. Nonfiction, it's wavy on the cover. It's something I've been meaning to get to. And it's about a trip. It's about an African man who always wanted to go to Greenland, and he does. Next up is Consumed by J.R. Ward. And this is an adult book, but that's not one of the prompts. So this, I would say, is an exhilarating book. It has fire on the cover. This is about firemen and arson investigators and things like that. So these are fire, as far as I'm concerned. and it's a romance, or it has a romance. Next is Ethan Frome by Edith Wharton. Side note, this also fulfills one of my personal goals for this year, which was to read 2 of my lowest rated books off of my TBR, and this is one of them. Plus reading a classic, which this fulfills a book with marriage in it, a classic, a novella, because I think a novella is like less than 150 pages, and this totally is, thank goodness. It says like 100 pages. And I'm going to take a shot before reading this. That is one of the things. Whether it's a shot of alcohol or a shot of tea, we will never know, but I think that this might require a shot. Also on this list is Harbor for the Nightingale by Kathleen Baldwin. This is the 4th book in the Strange House series, which I have really been liking. Challenges-wise, person on the cover, a red cover, an exhilarating read, a school setting. Now, whether or not they're actually at that school for very much is debatable, but this is a boarding school book, so I am counting it. Middle of series. There is at least one more to come out. And it is a romance. They all are. This one seems like it's going to be a fun one, this book. I don't even know how to explain this book, think about this book, or do anything with this book. So I guess I just have to read it. But it is The Tea Machine by Gil McKnight. It is the first in the Tea Time Chronicles. So this book fulfills food on cover. Tea is a food group to me, so it's counting. An animal companion, you may see the octopus legs. There is something about an octopus, space octopus or something like that. I'm counting it. It's sci-fi, quite obviously. There is time travel as definitely the focus of this, and is the first in a series. And the last thing on the synopsis is, soon Millicent's Muse home is overrun with Roman space warriors and a giant squid. I am going to read Tyrannosaurus Rex by Stuart Gibbs, because how could I not? This fits the category of makes you laugh, because I know this is going to make me laugh, there is no doubt. A shiny cover, because see the little heads and stuff? I think those are shiny. It's middle grade, and there's a heist in it. Now, whether it's a heist novel is debatable, but someone manages to steal a T-Rex skeleton out of this zoo without anyone seeing it. That's a heist. Next up, Shadow of a Spout by Amanda Cooper, 2nd book in the Teapot Collector Mystery series. This one fulfills the prompts of food on the cover. This one, you know, there's tea on the cover too, but like there is actually some food there. Animal companion, see cat, and cat on cover, see cat. Next up, A Call for Kelp by Brie Baker. This has a character that enjoys cooking. She owns a cafe, and she actually is she went to culinary school and things like that, so that fits this. And also makes you laugh. I'm pretty sure this is gonna make me laugh. I'm almost done, I swear. The next one is Anna of California by Andy Turan. This is a retelling of Anne of Green Gables, so it's a retelling. And it's set near a mountain. But I had to super sleuth to find that. And lastly, Daughter of the Pirate King by Tricia Levenseller. This is the lone book that I needed to get a golden something, because it's a book that features pirates. And yes, I know it fits some of the other prompts, but I did things the way I did for a reason. So, I mean, there's no point in putting every prompt possible to every book, because that's just doesn't get you anywhere. You only get 1 gold medal. So if I read all of these books, I will get a gold medal in archery, artistic gymnastics, artistic swimming, athletics, boxing, canoe, cycling, equestrian, fencing, field, modern pentathlon, sailing, skateboarding, swimming, track, triathlon, volleyball. And you kind of get a shoe-in for two of these medals, because wrestling is basically a free space, read any book you want to. Well, I actually want to read some of these books, so that's a shoe-in. And then table tennis, one of the prompts is to don't read a book in one sitting. Well, most books I don't read without some sort of interruption, so that's kind of a shoe-in. Potential gold medals, I have to see how it goes with some of these books, but I need one more book that makes you laugh. So hopefully one of these books makes me laugh so I can get a baseball gold too, because Also, full disclosure, I didn't count the things I didn't get gold in because that was just too much for me. As if this isn't too much for me, that would be just a little too much. So I only counted the gold medals I was going to get, sorry. So 13 books in a month. I mean, I've totally done it before. That's actually my usual. So we will see what happens. And it starts tomorrow. So what to read first? That is the question. Hope y'all are reading something wonderful and that people are kind of getting out of their funks like a little bit when it comes to reading, at least. I wouldn't say I'm not funky because I'm totally funky. But I hope everyone is having a wonderful day, that you're reading something wonderful, and I hope you all stay safe and healthy. Bye.